Jesakku Drax, The Life of Emperor Ashoka. A Tale of Transformation. In ancient India, under the rule of Emperor Bindusara, a prince named Ashoka was born around 304 BCE. Growing up in the opulent confines of the royal palace, Ashoka was trained rigorously in the arts of war and governance. Despite his privileged status, his early years were marked by intense competition and family strife. Struggle for the throne. As his father's health deteriorated, the power struggle within the royal family intensified. Ashoka's path to the throne was fraught with betrayal and conflict. After a series of fierce battles and cunning political maneuvers, Ashoka triumphed and ascended to the throne in 273 BCE. His reign began with ambitious conquests, expanding the Mauryan Empire to its greatest extent. The turning point, the Kalinga War. The Kalinga War, fought in 261 BCE, was a turning point in Ashoka's life. The war, which was both brutal and devastating, left thousands dead and many more suffering. The magnitude of the destruction weighed heavily on Ashoka. For the first time, he saw the true cost of his ambition. Lives lost, families torn apart, and a kingdom ravaged by war. The images of bloodshed and despair haunted him, leading him to a profound realization. Conversion to Buddhism. In the wake of the Kalinga War, Ashoka experienced a spiritual awakening. He embraced Buddhism, a path that preached non-violence, compassion, and inner peace. This conversion was more than a personal transformation. It was a heartfelt commitment to change. Ashoka dedicated himself to spreading the teachings of Buddhism and governing with a new sense of righteousness and empathy. Reforms and the spread of Dharma. Under Ashoka's rule, the empire underwent significant reforms. He implemented policies that focused on social welfare, justice, and ethical governance. His edicts, engraved on pillars and rocks, spoke of compassion and respect for all living beings. Ashoka built stupas, monasteries, and hospitals, demonstrating his dedication to the well-being of his subjects and the propagation of Buddhist principles. Legacy and death. As Ashoka's life neared its end, he looked back on his reign with a deep sense of fulfillment and sorrow. His final years were marked by introspection and a profound commitment to the values of peace and kindness. He passed away in 232 BCE, leaving behind a legacy of compassion and reform. The emotional farewell. The end of Emperor Ashoka's life was a poignant moment of reflection and serenity. His transformation from a fierce conqueror to a benevolent ruler was complete. As he took his final breaths, he was surrounded by symbols of his life's work, the stupas and edicts that testified to his journey of redemption. His last thoughts were not of battles won or territories conquered, but of the countless lives touched by his commitment to peace and love. Ashoka's story is a powerful reminder that true greatness is found not in the victories of the battlefield, but in the courage to change, to seek forgiveness, and to lead with a heart full of compassion. His life and his legacy continue to inspire, serving as a timeless example of how the power of personal transformation can shape the course of history and leave an enduring impact on the world.